the cream of the crop.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Valley Podcast after a very successful trade deadline. Salty, when's the last time you enjoyed a trade deadline like this?
Like this?
Yes.
Never really, you know.
I tweeted out that I can't believe, somebody tell me, is this what it's like? Is this what it means to have a good trade deadline where you're happy and good things go your way? I mean, I don't know if you were watching Blazers Uprise. Shout out to them. They are just taking one nut punch after another.
So what happened to them today?
They just didn't get anything they wanted. Pretty much they had already pulled all their moves and they just sat tight. So
they thought it was like maybe in the bigger picture they're going to make other moves based off of the other moves.
Well, there's half of their fan base that thought that.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, dude, where do we start? I guess we start
shout outs.
Romp in the house. Romp's on his way to his basketball game. Everybody wish Romp luck.
He's playing in? Nice.
Yeah, he's got a college game today. Michael Slayton in the house. Thank you, man. Says hit that button. Sude in the house. What's going on? And I feel bad gloating. I don't want this to be you know what I mean? But it's like we have to be excited. This was wizardry. Iverson in the house. Baby Malo in the house. Yeah, man, I could not figure out the Skype situation, but I would have had it fixed, but it's all good. All right. Mm-hmm. Where do you want to start, Salt? I haven't talked to you about any of this yet, so I'm actually kind of just excited to hear from you because I know what I think.
Well, we got to go start from like expectations. Like, what did you have expectation-wise going through, like before it even went down? Like, what did you think if you had blinders on and you didn't hear today?
I thought there was a 70% chance we wouldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. So from that standpoint, you got to be ecstatic, right?
Unreal, dude. You got off of ARC pretty early compared to me last night. I got off early for what I normally do, but dude, I barely got any sleep. I was so tired. I was like almost going back down for a nap, and I'm watching Blazers Uprise free agency stream, and people start texting as I'm falling asleep. People start texting Gabe, Torrey Craig. And I'm like, they are effing with me, bro. Like, there's no way we're getting Torrey Craig. And I go and look, and sure enough, it was true, bro. I popped out of bed like I had just taken a snort of cocaine, bro. And I've been up ever since. Can't go to sleep. So excited. And then somehow, some way, we went and got Aaron Holiday, who I don't know if you have an opinion of him yet, but I'm very high on him, dude. So it's just unbelievable that in my opinion, we fixed the stick situation, which we had screwed up, but then to be able to fix your own screw ups, that's a talent, right? That's something that is to be commended. And with dude, I love sticks, but to get Torrey Craig back, there's no one I would have rather had. Come on.
Exactly. I mean,
not you, but me.
Yeah, I know.
And with Holiday, he's 6 feet tall. He's 25 years old. And I'm not just saying this because I want it to be true. I'm saying it because I truly see it. He has a framework of basketball, of a game like CP3. Bro, he's unselfish. He's got a mid-range. His shot is really pretty. He's talented. He's a talented passer. He's kind of a saucy passer. I've never met a Holiday in the NBA that I didn't want on my team.
How many Holidays are there?
3.
There's a million of them?
3, and they're all filthy.
Well, obviously there's some that are better than others, right?
But they're all good. They're all good.
Where are the other ones at? Bucks have one?
Yeah, they've got the best, in my opinion, probably. The one that clamped up your boy Booker.
So we got beat by a Holiday and tried to get a Holiday, right?
And then we grabbed his little brother.
Where's the other Holiday at?
The other Holiday is taller, and I believe he's playing for the Nuggets. Last time I saw him, he was playing for the Nuggets, but I could be out of date. Anybody in the chat want to correct that, please do. Gary says Holiday was big for you guys. I really think so. It
just shows you how smart our GM is, He used that injury exception that everybody forgot about, and he was able to slide that over and make that deal, right? That's what made that possible, apparently. And everybody just forgot about it. Was that the Saric exception, or I don't know. I'm not like Torrey or anybody else that's an expert there, but I know that that's kind of what got that deal done. And what's interesting enough is they wanted to sign Torrey Craig in the offseason, but they prioritized getting a center because that was the top priority, right? Getting McGee. And then by the time they got that done, Torrey had already been having talks.
We didn't really have enough money left for him.
Because you got to take what you take when you're Torrey Craig in the league, right? You're not a star. You can't wait around. So he probably took the best deal that was offered to him. Not that he necessarily wanted to leave or they wanted him to leave. So can't blame him for that, but he was a fan favorite for sure. It's just kind of like part of the family getting back together,
But it's more than that. It's truly more than that. He was so effective for the Suns. And I want to just go back to, so during the Blazers uprise, I heard Eric say this, and he was part right, but part wrong. He said that Torrey Craig kind of fizzled a little bit. I'm paraphrasing, kind of fizzled a little bit in the playoffs, didn't have as big of a play. He did because if I remember correctly, the Greek Freak bulldozed his ACL. Yeah. Remember that? Remember Torrey Craig laying under the rim, holding his knee, and me laying in the corner over there, holding my soul? Okay. But then what did he do? He popped back up, and he played through the pain after sitting out the rest of that game, I believe. It's pretty hazy. I was eating a lot of gummies to get through that series.
It's pretty hazy.
Okay. But you get my point. So, and then by that time, Coach Monty decided, you know what? I need height. I'm going to go with Frank. Frank didn't have anything left in the tank at that point. So we gave up McGee. We got McGee. That was the price, and we were fine with it. So to get both, to be able to have our McGee cake and eat it too, Torrey, is unreal.
You would eat Torrey's cake, though. You know what I'm saying? So, but what I have to say about all of it, because there's all the stuff that you've been talking about. There's something that's very underrated in the NBA or any sports in general, especially with the NBA, because your team size is a lot smaller, right? How many players you can carry on your team? Because like an NFL team has, it feels like a bazillion players, right?
53, but they carry more usually.
So it's a lot, right? So with NBA and basketball in general, it's a lot close, tighter knit, and problems on the teams are more exposed because there's less players. So when there's good chemistry and it's not fake, because sometimes there's fake, hey, we love each other, and they say that, but like when there's actual tangible evidence of actually being a family, feeling like that, because the family takes different shapes or whatever. So that's huge. I mean, we have a bunch of talent on this team. You can't, say that we don't, but stuff like this, I'll share my screen here, and if you want to share it.
Oh, Wingstop.
Yeah, dude, you get
Talking
that
about
back together.
Wingstop.
Yeah. So,
Bro,
before,
leave that up. Do not take that down.
Mhm.
I need to drink this image in. Okay?
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's not fake. It's not manufactured. Maybe I should share it the other way because I got a lot of pictures to show, but we'll leave this up for right now. But like they're playing pool, like during breaks and stuff like that, they go to people's houses and yuck it up and play poker and legit hang out. Remember at the summer league?
Yeah.
Wasn't Torrey Craig there after he got traded? Or not traded,
Yes.
but signed somewhere else and stuff.
Yeah, he was.
So they legitimately, I think it was because it was someone's birthday. It might have been Payne's or whatever.
Bro, this is some shit I would try to pull off in 2K. I would never think this was going to happen in real life.
No, this is like fan fiction, basically.
Yes.
You're like,
yes. This is like me and Sundo wrote down some trade ideas. Like this is the shit we would have wrote down, including Holiday. So I want to say about Holiday, and tell me what you think. I would rather have Aaron Holiday than Eric Gordon. There, I said it. I said it. I said it.
Smoking crack.
We'll see. We'll see if I'm smoking
a
crack.
free pipe from someone.
Biden did send me a free crack pipe, but then he found out I was only a fourth black, and so he took it back from me. But I'm just saying, man, like, would you rather have a 25-year-old potential replacement for CP3?
No, you're too high on the sauce, dog. I think
you would have rather had Eric Gordon.
I don't know. We need to look at his stats. I wouldn't say I'm an expert.
I'll put a poll in the chat. If I've learned anything from Blazers, it's you do polls.
For sure.
Pause.
Dude. Iverson Vlogs is like, how many gummies did you take?
None. I realize Aaron Holiday isn't he's not like a superstar or a star or anything like that. But dude, I love Aaron Holiday, and I think him playing behind CP3 in our system, we'll just have to wait to see, man. You guys called me crazy on a lot of crazier things.
Did you say Campaign was a replacement for CP3 at one point?
He was looking like it.
He was looking like it.
Okay.
Dude, I mean, this dude's averaging 6 points.
I know he's only averaging 6 points.
Wasn't he drafted in 2018, I think?
Think so, yes.
What's his name? Holiday. I don't know. You could look it up if you want, but I don't know if I would go that far, Aaron Holiday is better than Peyton, right?
I absolutely feel like it. And if I'm being honest, I instinctively already trust Aaron Holiday more than I trust Campaign 2. Do you?
I don't know the guy too much, man. I honestly can't say that. But I do know that depth creates competition, right? I mean, how could it not? So if you have 3 players for 2 positions, then someone's the cream of the crop, rises to the top just like you played before. So I think that talent, we're so deep. Let me share this. I know you love this picture, but I got another one for you.
Okay.
Let's see. Share my screen. Chrome tab. What do we got? So this is them playing poker last year. They look like they like each other, right? I think this was at CP3's house? I can't tell.
Damn,
But
it's beautiful.
homies, right?
What a house.
That's sick as hell. Who would want to be at that table playing? That's awesome. So they're boys, and then we got the depth factor going on with our team right now. And this is what I was telling you, that the cream of the crop, it rises to the top, because it does, man. It does. I mean, our coach plays the best, and whoever's on a roll, except for if you're his favorite, then he'll play you no matter what. But this is what we're looking at right now for our team.
To see Torrey Craig's name back in that mix. Oh man. There's 2 players you want off of that list, but a lot of teams can't say better than that.
So I would say, because they have to make a roster spot, right? So who's getting axed?
Who do you cut?
In your opinion? Yeah.
Who would you cut first?
Abdul Nader is kind of the obvious to me, but because he's injury prone, but that'd be a real test of our favoritism for the coach, So
I don't think he has it in him to do that,
I'll probably cut Ish. I don't know, man. Like, who do you cut? It's so deep. Pause. That's what she said, right? I mean, it's so deep that it's hard to cut someone.
Who's that story in the Bible where God told him? Is it Abraham? Tells Abraham.
We're talking about Bible here. All right, go ahead. We'll see where this goes.
We go from talking about crack pipes to the Bible at the Valley Pod. Listen to me, damn it. It's like when God told Abraham to take his son up to the mountain to sacrifice him. That's like asking
for you to cut Nader.
That's like asking Monty to cut Nader. It's like, yeah, we need you to kill him too. Okay. It'll feel like that to him. I don't think he has it in him to kill his son.
Ish is on a 2-way player contract, so you don't have to cut him. So that's good.
No, Ish stays. Ish isn't the odd man out.
Who do you cut? Like, who are you going to cut then?
I would cut Nader.
I mean,
but I think that if they cut anyone, they're going to probably cut, like, what's his face is saying, Alfred.
I'd do that
because it's a point guard for a point guard, and yeah, I'll take it.
So the thing that you got to ask yourself here, I mean, we could pull up the roster from last year and compare it, but there's no comparison. I mean, do we have the roster from last year? Because we got towards the end of the bench there, and we're like, we didn't have a backup center. Do you see how flawed that team was?
Now we have 2 backup centers that can legit step in and handle business. 2.
So you had 0 basically.
We didn't need any wing. We didn't even need wing depth, bro. And now we got it. The one thing we needed was a point guard shakeup, and we got it.
Big time. Crazy, right? I mean, it's
so nervous now. We have to win the title.
Bro, let's just take one thing at a time here.
All right.
You can't predict what's going to happen in the future. Anything can happen, right? But you're trying to set yourself up to get to that ultimate prize, and I feel like James Jones is doing a crazy job, because you look at these teams and you legitimately, so you had Jordan's teams, or the Suns, for example. They, like the run and gun Suns of Steve Nash, they were always trying to get over that hump. Okay. They were trying to figure out how to overcome the San Antonio Spurs. And they made some dumb moves to try to overcome that. Shaq was one of them. I know it brought you into the fold.
Yeah. But it was
they're trying to go size. Wasn't not Tim Thomas. They were trying to get Hot Rod Williams. Is that the guy's name? I don't even think that. They try to make some moves to counter,
Yeah.
Jason Richardson. Did they trade Jason Richardson for Hot Rod? That's dipping into the way back in the day.
Jason Richardson, like Steve Nash's baby daddy? Jason Richardson? No, they traded him. I thought they traded him for Gortat.
Did they? They were shuffling around their team to try to counter the San Antonio Spurs. That's the point. It doesn't matter necessarily the players. Okay. Now I'm not saying the Suns are trying to counter the Bucks because you don't know who's going to be in the finals. You know.
Yeah.
Legitimately, you don't know. So it's not one of those situations. It's one of those. Hey, where did we have legit weaknesses and how can we fix them? They started to do that in the offseason. You didn't have a backup center. And then you got one, right? You got two. You had some issues with the point guard position this year. And then Payne kind of fell off or whatever. You're trying to adjust that. You're taking care of that. You're not fucking your chemistry up by bringing in some weird player that's not going to fit in. Torrey Craig's already been here. He's not going to be a malcontent. He's like one of the brothers. So that's just like a glove. He knows the system.
But can I just, you know me, I got to really drive this whole Torrey Craig thing home. He's not just okay, maybe he is for other teams, but I saw him even with the Pacers knocking down shots and looking like a stud.
Mm-hmm.
So he was not just he's a brother of ours. Oh, we love him. This motherfucker can play like Bismack, who hits threes. Do you understand what I'm saying here? He rebounds at the level of Bismack, but slaps threes with a 40% rate.
Wait, who are you talking about right now?
I'm talking about Torrey Craig.
I was going to say.
Not Holiday, for the love of God, not Holiday. Torrey Craig.
What are you taking right now?
I'm slurping up Craig. I just want to say, because you're like, oh, you know, he's one of the guys, like they love him. It's like, no, that's not the impact. The impact isn't, oh, we got this dude who is going to be a good influence on the roster. Bullshit. This motherfucker is going to go out there. He's going to play defense harder than anyone on the roster, including McHale. He'll play just as hard as McHale at all times. He will rebound like he's not as good as a defender as McHale, but he plays as hard. And he will rebound at the same ferocity and level as Bismack, but from the wing. And they're the same height.
So what did Craig do this year in Indy is what I'm curious about. Because it's obviously a different system, different opportunity, completely. I mean, it's almost difficult to compare.
He's back.
It's very difficult to compare these, but you can kind of take a look at what he did, because the team that he was on obviously was bad, difficult to try to figure out, and then we got to kind of figure out who's he going to take minutes from, because obviously this is going to affect rotations, it's going to affect playing time. There's going to be a big, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a huge adjustment trying to get these two players situated, but I think there's going to be some kind of it's a filling out period. It's like, how much time is Torrey going to get? Torrey, I think different Torrey, right? Craig, just where is he slotted in? Who is he taking the minutes from? Who he cutting? How we trying to get Holiday involved? Because he doesn't, he's playing the point guard position, and that takes a lot more time to learn, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So he's going to be under the 8 ball trying to learn everything associated with being a point guard. So
okay, other than we used to, we were talking about Ish, trying to develop Ish Wainwright into PJ Tucker. Who else was he the replacement for? He was the Torrey Craig replacement, and
that's a great point.
So I think Torrey Craig takes Ish's minutes.
Yes.
And Ish goes back to the bench, and we will worship him for on the bench. We will love him on the bench, and when he comes in, we will fucking stand up, root for him. We will have his back 100%. Mm-hmm. But just like Bismack had to go to the bench, and we're treating Bismack like he isn't amazing for us, we're gonna have to do the same with Ish. And those are just good problems to have that we've never had. Even when we had Nash, we didn't have a fucking full roster like this. We had 5 dudes, 6 dudes.
We had a 6-man rotation, dude.
And you hated Barbosa.
Imagine, just in retrospect, it is so comical that I don't know, man. Like, because you heard all the naysayers against the 7 seconds or less Suns. And like now from this perspective of having this team that's this deep and having an actual defensive team, it's almost comical that we thought the Suns were going to win a championship. They could have, mistakenly done it. They didn't have a bench. They didn't have defense. It's like they had tons of talent, but it wasn't assembled the right way. Their coach did not teach the right things. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how the outcome of the season is going to be, but I know for damn sure that they have their team built the right way. It's like these smart, quote unquote, smart coaches.
Yeah.
Like to try to reinvent the wheel. Like they want to prove how smart they are. Right. So there's certain things in life that are kind of standard. People say defense and rebounding wins championships in basketball. Defense in the running game in football win you championships. And then you got some people that are like, nah, I'm not going to do any of that. We're going to do some weird shit. And that's going to get us through, That's going to get us to the championship.
Talk about D'Antoni.
Exactly. Him or anybody that tries to do it a different way and doesn't listen to like experts and try to, there's some people that kind of pave their way and do different things and figure things out. But for the most part, if you don't play defense, you don't rebound, you're not going to win a championship in the NBA. Just plain and simple, So definitely. That was my rant for that one. Dude, we have all kinds of. Our team's so deep that we still have Shamet because let's be honest, everybody's lower, like couldn't be lower on Shamet, right? We wanted to offload him.
Yeah.
But there is a chance that this dude could go on a tear in the playoffs.
Or just have like 1 or 2 games where we need someone and he actually hits threes.
Because he can legit do that. He has the quote unquote talent to slap threes. So like in a series, you could have a guy like Shamet go off. And then in another series, you could have other, that's the thing.
Here's I have to give some pushback on the Shamet thing, because if we've learned anything specific about him, it's that 2 things: he can't hit moving threes; they have to be a catch and shoot. And the other thing is he seems to I've only seen him have 1 game all season where he looked worth the trade. But we weren't already up by 20 points. Like when we go up 20, dude comes in and he's lighting it up. But I've only seen him 1 time have a good game when we weren't blowing the backs out of the opponent already. And it clearly seems like a mental thing where if we're winning, he plays well. If we're in a tight game, he chokes.
He clinches up.
Chokes. Phoenix Rising says in Jones we trust, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then like I don't know. I think you're talking to Spurs fan Gary or something like that about the long-term success, and I was just like shocked when he said it. But he's like, "Your team reminds me of the Spurs of like long-term success." And I thought about it. And I was like, "Yeah," because you guys were having that conversation about would you take a one-time championship or have long-term success and 8 and all that other stuff. And it's like truly, I'm not being a fanboy or any of this. The GM and the coach are taken care of. And like in that situation, you can have all kinds of different things happen and changes and still be competitive or be in the talks for the championship. And that it's like we're seeing examples over and over of James Jones getting it done. And then obviously with their coach, he's getting it done as well with the system. So that's exciting, with all the stuff that's going on, because that's for the future. We can't see what's going to happen this year, but hey, you have the stuff in place to continue your success. What about Sticks, man? You feel like you're going to regret this?
Talk Sticky. So I have already accepted once the Blazers Uprise guys broke my spirit and explained to me that Sticks was never coming back. And maybe someday in the future, but in the here and now, there was no way. We had botched it at every level. Once I accepted that, if you're going to tell me, this makes it okay, bro. This makes it okay. because now it went from a screw up. This is like having some sort of food that's spoiling, and someone's like, "Hey, remember this food that you love? I got it right here. It's fresh and ready to go. Would you like to trade?" We spoiled our situation with Sticks. But then you're going to give us Torrey Craig? And what do we give them, like a second round pick? You can have it. What good is a second round pick? I love you, Sticks. I will root for you. I hope he goes off. I hope he plays really good for the Pacers. But, bro, I could never have imagined this good of an outcome from what we did with the Stick situation. So, like, I can't even be upset that he's gone because we have Torrey Craig.
What's Torrey Craig's contract? Because we picked it up. Like, how many
We're
years?
We're going to have him through 23. And like, well, no, sorry. I think he had like a 2-year. I think he did 2 years with them. Let me look his
contract. Because that's important too. Because
it'll
be nice to have him for a couple of years and not have to worry about in the off season,
just having to pay him again, right?
Mm-hmm. After you look this up, you go back to that page of the salaries though, because it's important.
Okay, yeah. Do you have it still?
I don't have it. Just push back real quick because I want to make a point here.
Here it is.
All right, so look at these salaries on the side here. Like I said, I'm not a mathematician or a GM, but these are going to go up substantially. Okay, you got DeAndre Ayton is a contract situation. Mikal Bridges' new contract's going to go into play. And then you have all these other people. Cam Johnson's going to be getting a contract eventually. So we're not going to walk down that road, but it's like now or never with the Suns, dude. I'm not saying that they can't win one in the future, but CP3 has a definite window, and these contracts are you can't keep everybody. Okay. It's just not possible under the salary cap. So that's why it's important that you draft players. The reason why we're able to have this run is because we have players on rookie contracts or whatever. And you fit that in with the Devin Booker's making $31 million and the CP3 is making whatever, $500 million. It seems like his contract is or whatever. And you have to make it work. It's just, that's how it's meant to work. So like I said, I feel like it's now or never for this team. And that's why with the trade deadline, I was worried that we weren't going to do shit like last year. Really. And I was like, man, because this is it, man. I'm telling you, the record, everything else, just the way it is. I don't know, man. Could they potentially try to do it next year? Potentially, for sure.
Yeah, but this is a better window. This year is the better window.
Like you're not sure what's going on with DeAndre Ayton and
look at the Clippers
and all this other shit.
Look at the Clippers. What the Clippers are going to be like next year?
They're going to be crazy
when everybody comes back. And they've now got Rocco and Norman Powell, and all they had to trade was a sandwich and their toenail clippings. Like, what the fuck, Blazers? Thanks. Because the Clippers are going to be a problem next year.
Big problem. And, I know it's regular season, but Golden State just got clapped by the Utah Jazz. And, everybody's putting them on a pedestal, but I think that they're being overrated, to be honest. So, and then the East, we should probably go over what happened in the rest of the NBA to try to say, are the Suns the cream of the crop of the NBA, or did a team like the 76ers move around, or Brooklyn or whatever? I know Brooklyn's not there, but just other teams that made deals,
I mean, let's start with the Philly trade for Rompy Boy. Okay.
What did you think of that?
I think.
So what is the trades for everybody to know? Right?
Okay. So that trade was like Seth Curry, Ben Simmons, a couple of first round picks. One's in like 27, one's in 22. And I think like a minor player here or there, all for James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it makes the Sixers much better.
Way better.
And to be honest, when we watch them play, versus us, I felt like they were better than I thought they were. So I almost wouldn't be surprised if they
if they
take
came
the
out.
reins of the East, right?
Mhm.
And slide.
'Cause
Obviously, they're going to slide past Brooklyn and everything. But go ahead.
I think they match up good with the Bucks, who are going to be a problem in the playoffs. And they lost Brooke Lopez and they picked up Ibaka, but Ibaka just had back surgery last year. That's why he's out. And then who knows how he's going to play. So we'll see what happens. But I think the Sixers are going to surprise some people. And I'm not trying to just make Romp feel good.
No, I know they are, dude. They're a lot
Embiid is just insane.
too good, too good.
He's the
Too,
first player that reminds me of like physicality of Shaq, like just big as hell.
but with
Like when he makes
more, yeah.
DeAndre Ayton look like a small forward compared to him, dude. You know,
Did
and
you
he's
see
doing
the?
like step backs and shooting threes and shit. I'm like, what is
Do you
this?
remember the play, or did you at least see the replay of him splitting the defense of Booker and Ayton, bouncing Ayton off? Like literally, he drove from the 3-point line, picked up his dribble, bounced off Booker, bounced off Ayton, and then just fucking ripped the rim off. And Ayton was like, oh, just get flung around. It's like, holy shit. How do you give this guy the max if you're trying to make all things equal, where you can see Embiid is worth a max? How could they make the same amount of money?
It's just, yeah, that's, I don't know. I have a feeling that Ayton probably won't be on the team next season, but that's just me. I don't know. We'll see what happens with everything. But we can only focus on this year, right? That's all we can focus on. So that's all we're gonna focus on now. As far as this trade goes, I think it's good for both teams when it comes to the Brooklyn Sixers trade, to be honest, because you got a malcontent off your team with Harden on Brooklyn, and then he didn't want to be there. Surprise, surprise. I think when things are good for Harden, he's fine and he's a threat, which they'll be that way on the Sixers. And then then the Brooklyn Nets got Simmons. What do you think of that situation?
Okay, so I was at Vape Daddy's place today, and we were talking about that. He was talking about, what do you think Ben Simmons is going to look like? And I said one of two things: either his ego was hurt and it made him correct in the right way, which was going hard in the gym, staying ready, being in perfect shape, all of that stuff, or he bought into the hype because he might be if he's lazy, he probably would have bought into the hype and the excuse that they're not going to trade me till next year, so I might have time. I don't have to be 100% ready. Let me just be like 80% ready, 70% ready. So we're going to find out right away, right? I mean, I don't expect him to be like himself because he's going to have to work his way into that, but I don't know, man. What do you think? You think he's going to be ready to go? You think he's going to be scared? And
Who's Simmons?
yeah, was that just a one-time scared situation or what?
He obviously has to get in playing shape, but he still knows basketball. It's not like he was looking for his offense as the first thing, right? It's
Yeah.
other stuff. So I don't know. I think it's a better deal for the Sixers because Harden opted in for another year, so he'll be there. It's not just like a rental,
Right.
He's committed for this season and
And he
next.
does want to be there. He's clearly wants to be in Philly.
Why is that? Strip clubs are better there, or what?
No, I think okay, first of all, he hated Brooklyn. He hates living in Brooklyn. They're
Why?
because they're still super strict with COVID lockdown and restrictions, and he's a party boy, bro. I mean, that's my opinion. I think he wants to be out at strip clubs with Lil Baby, and he can't at home.
Bro.
And also, I think he's tired of trying to make it work in Brooklyn.
I'm sorry, Romp, but it would just do my heart well if Harden never won a ring, dude. He went to ASU, and I got my degree from ASU, and I just love that. I grew up 2 miles from ASU. So Harden at ASU was a huge thing, and then the fact that he won the NBA and he's become this thing, you would think, oh my God, you're like going to be a James Harden stan, forks up, dude. Nah, man. I mean, this guy showed his true colors with Houston, man, and him quitting on his team like that, and
Putting on that fat suit,
gaining weight, or putting his suit on, or being a malcontent,
putting on the Big Mama's house suit,
pushing your way out of that situation to get into a situation that people would dream of. And just because he wanted to get out, and he said he was happy, right, with the Nets, and then it didn't go as planned. So then you cry your way out of that situation. It's just like, dude, you are a bitch. Like, you're a front runner. Like, you make LeBron look good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're on that status is just a mercenary. Like, you don't give a fuck. And I get it that he doesn't owe anything to the NBA. He wants to play where he wants to play. But man, you're fucking organizations over and over on your way out. Like, they're trading all this shit to get you. And then, by chance, they're going to get returned for you when you want out. It's just, he doesn't have a winner's mentality, in my opinion. Like, a lot of people blame CP3 for why they couldn't get over the hump against Oklahoma. Not Oklahoma, but Golden State. And honestly, it's Harden's mentality is bullshit.
Rob said we traded a quitter for a quitter. Let's go.
Yeah, the quitter trade, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is, man. And that's the problem. It's like, you see this talent with Harden. I think it was affected by these rule changes, because this is probably one of his worst seasons in a long time. But it's just, there's certain players in the NBA that are quitters, selfish, like, no matter what point, like empty stat patters, like, all me, it's all about me. Fuck that,
Yeah.
James Harden just seems like, if it's not going his way, he's just gonna, see ya.
But for them, is he now getting into a situation where it could and will work, because Embiid is so great, and now
I think it will. I think that, like I said, if the situation is good, so if the Sixers are winning, then Harden will be good for you. If things go bad, then he's gonna fucking quit. That's it.
And he folds in the playoffs. Always
he does.
folds. Always.
Yeah.
So the way that Ben Simmons folds is a little bit differently. Ben Simmons scared to shoot.
I don't respect that man anymore either, dude.
Right.
Imagine if he did that to your team. My God.
We would have savaged him. Remember how savage we were to Dragic when he was a rookie?
I'm just saying, the way he treated his contract situation and sitting out and refusing to play and
practicing with a cell phone in his pocket. Did you see that?
I saw that, man.
Woo!
It's like these guys are getting paid ridiculous amounts of money to play a dream job that people would die for, and they just don't respect it, man. This dude ain't respecting nothing. And it's just like, if he's willing to do that on his team and all these people that invested in him, then he ain't a winner, man, in my opinion. So, and that makes you respect Devin Booker even more, right? In my opinion, the dude was in the worst of the worst. Couldn't be worse. His situation in Phoenix, and he stuck it out, re-signed a contract. He's not like Zion. He sits out and refuses. He's already saying he doesn't want to play there no more, right? Because it's
pretty much leaking stuff indicative of that. Yeah.
Booker could have done that. Man, shit's bad here.
Didn't you feel like we were teetering on the edge of that?
Well, he's not that type of guy. Like, he really is not that guy for that type of a move. But I think he would have gotten to that point. I don't know. It's tough to say. I think, yeah, because he's a winner. He wants to win. But ultimately, he's I don't know. He just fits in perfectly in the Valley. Like, you could, he has Latino roots and stuff. So. But you compare those two situations or players or any of that stuff, and it's like, once these players are willing to quit on their team that easily, you would just think, well, what happens in the playoffs when shit gets rough, or, does this you get some kind of adversity, you're just gonna crumble and quit. So those two teams, whatever they were in the situations they were. Shout out to the GM of the Sixers. He actually got something for Simmons, which is to get hard in return. I bet that dude's doing fucking
Dude,
backflips.
I mean,
Can you like if you would have said like what are they going to get for Simmons after he busted his trade value? And then you say, "Oh, you're going to get Harden," people would have
they did have to attach a lot to it.
for sure, but they
So
still got
Brooklyn did a good job. I think Brooklyn got a good little haul. And Ben Simmons is like top 2, top 3 defender in the NBA.
Mhm.
So there is that. He's
Mhm.
tall as fuck. He's just, there's some bad juju going on in Philly. And he's not, it's his fault. He's a quitter. I damn near no respect for him.
I'm not a big fan of their coach either.
Yeah, but I just think he might just need another, just a fresh start. So
who knows what they're gonna? Do you think Brooklyn will get back into playing right?
Well, okay. So I was watching ESPN yesterday or late last night, and I heard Stephen A. Smith talking about. Okay, so I think the mayor of New York, the new mayor of New York, has strong ties. I think she or he worked in the front office for the Brooklyn Nets.
Mm-hmm.
And Stephen A. Smith says that he has strong words coming to him about how New York is going to pull their restrictions, the COVID restrictions, around playoff time. And he said how they know that already, I don't know. But if that's true, he should be
all the games
in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So, in my opinion, I feel like a healthy, vengeful Ben Simmons just playing defense. He don't got to score no points when he's playing with KD and Kyrie. The buckets can be all theirs. You just got this dude out here helping facilitate. He's a fantastic facilitator at his position. Mm-hmm. You got something you want to show?
Yeah, it's just, we're talking about the East right now, so we can kind of go through it real quick.
Yeah.
Because the Nets are eighth right now, So
yeah.
I mean, where does it make a Sixers 5? I think they'll move up, right? Up.
Oh, and yeah.
Celtics did some deals and stuff like that. I don't know if you want to read the Hornets made some moves, but the true contenders in the East, do you think the Heat are coming out? Do you think the Bucks are coming out? Sixers, Nets?
Well, the Heat slapped us, so I can't talk too much shit, right?
And they got to the finals and lost, so and they made moves to get better. I honestly think if I was a betting man, I would say, shit, man. I don't know. I see the Bucks coming out again.
I see the top 3 being, top 4 being, you just replace the Cavs and in no order. I don't know who's going to be 1, who's going to be 4, but Heat, Bucks, Bulls, and Sixers.
Who comes out for you though? Now with all these moves, what's up,
bro.
Tough. Huh?
I think the Bucks or the Heat.
You think the Heat will come out?
No, I'm seeing the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm thinking it would be Bucks and Heat. I'm not just saying that because they're 1-2. I just believe it. I could see that. I could see the Bucks and the Sixers playing each other, and Giannis just terrorizing the Sixers.
Yeah, should be interesting for the East. Anybody else move up? In your opinion, with trades? Celtics made moves, right?
They did, but
nothing substantial.
They got Tice. Go ahead.
Hornets made some moves, right? Nothing huge, though.
Yeah, nothing that really moved the needle for me personally. We'll see. Damn, I can't believe the Knicks have fallen off like this. The Hawks are playing good
Hawks and
lately.
Knicks were in like the semifinals, right? Last
Yeah.
year. And they're both garbage this year.
I mean, with the Hawks, don't you feel like they could slide back up into the playoffs?
Yeah, they probably will, but I mean, it should be interesting. They've been playing not up to that level though. Cavs are surprising as hell, dude.
Did you see Porzingis went to the Wizards?
Yeah, what's your thoughts since you're a Porzingis slobber?
I'm happy for him that he gets to go to a team with Beal because, like, now he can. I don't know, man. He's having a good year with the Mavs. I'm confused. I don't even know why they felt like they had to get rid of it.
This is the weirdest trade for me, dude. I think this is a big ass L for the Mavs. Because was the player they got, was he even playing good?
They got Bertans. And no.
What's his name?
Dinwiddie is good, but he's not a good fit. And then Bertans is way overpaid. It feels like a contract move. They just had to tie somebody who's getting paid a lot. I think
It's just,
if you think about it, there must have been some turmoil between Porzingis and Dallas, right?
I think this makes them worse.
Absolutely.
And they got Bertans at that big ass deal, 80 million deal. I just think I
like Dinwiddie a lot, but
he's only averaging 12 this year.
Yeah, it's like next to Luka, I don't know.
And he's a point guard. Isn't Luka kind of handle the ball?
Yeah.
I don't know. This shit is
a weird
if I was a Mavericks fan, I would be worried that Doncic is going to want out of that because they just don't seem to be competent. They got worse, in my opinion.
You're a Halliburton lover. What'd you think about Domantas Sabonis for Halliburton, essentially? And they give up Buddy Hield and Tristan Thompson.
I'm not really a apologist for Halliburton. I think he's good. I think people overvalue him, though. Are over, like when we talk about him, it's because we passed on him. So you're kind of salty at that. But you know, they had to choose between Fox and Halliburton, so they chose Fox. And you can argue who's going to be better or whatever.
I bet you what that really was, because I know people are saying that, but I bet you what that really was the Pacers are like, look, we're taking a lot of offers for Sabonis. We don't want Fox. It needs to be Halliburton. We want the better of the two, the younger of the two. And they're like, fuck it. We'll roll with Fox. We'll give you Halliburton. But I bet you they wanted to keep Halliburton.
That's been a losing franchise. And I heard people said Halliburton he was committed and he was. It's like, why would a player say anything different? You know, like, I don't know.
But it's like a Crowder thing. You love Crowder because he chose the Suns. He embraced us before we were winners.
He was a free agent. He had other choices.
I know.
Drafted.
Yeah, but like he didn't have to say that. I mean, he went out of his way in that video to be like, I want to be here and I want to fix the woes of Sacramento. And so, I mean, I don't know. You're right. I guess that could have just been lip service. Right?
I just think that they're garbage right now with Halliburton. So why not try something else? And Sabonis is a 2-time All-Star. So, I mean, you had 2 point guards. You need to get rid of one. They made a decision, and who knows what. It's kind of like what you said with Indiana. Like, we're not going to take Fox. If you want to get this deal done, then we need Halliburton. So it's whatever. I think that they have a bad GM and a bad organization, and it's top to bottom. And I don't think that was changing anytime soon. And I don't know if this trade is going to change anything for them. They're just consistently what the Suns were a couple years ago. So I don't think that, I don't think Indiana is going to kill it because they have Halliburton on their team. You know what I'm saying? They still have some issues.
Maybe if they had Halliburton and Sabonis, that'd be a nice combo. But what do you think about Serge Ibaka to Milwaukee?
We
need to look at Milwaukee's roster.
Has Serge Ibaka played this year? Because I don't know. I guess he was playing because he had back surgery last year, right? I don't know what he's averaging.
Tell us in the chat, guys, please.
You
What's
should
going on with Ibaka?
In that poll too. It's been going for like 5 years, and then we'll do another. Serge Ibaka was not available last year. They lost their center, right? He got injured. Sideshow Bob's brother.
Did Brook Lopez? That's what I wanted to know. It's like, are they going to have Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis and Ibaka? Because I'm already sick of that shit. And we haven't even gone up against them yet.
I thought Brook Lopez got hurt.
Do you know we play them? Don't we play them tonight?
It is tonight.
So, yeah, like.
It says Brook Lopez injury.
Can we get Torrey?
I guess they're going to get him back for the fucking playoffs, whatever. So they'll have both.
Okay, so Brooke says Brooke is out for the season. Okay. I wanna keep looking at there.
Honestly, I think that they would have rather have what's his name that we picked up off the trash heap, and he's good. Biyombo.
Oh, they would have been better off.
Like, what is Serge Ibaka even playing this year?
Well, let's look. Go to search bar.
I just don't think it's the move they need to make. I think it's kind of not a panic move, but they're trying to get through at least the regular season before they can get Brook Lopez back, if he is going to come back at all. And then you're getting this guy. He scored 20.
So he's played how many games this season? Games played 35 games. Okay. Started 10. Isn't there like a little bar so I can go over? I guess it's all here. So he's averaging 6.6. I mean, he's averaging basically half of what he normally averages.
What was Brook Lopez? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't think Toast in the chat saying Ibaka is a stretch big that opens lanes for their freak. That's what Brook Lopez was doing.
Exactly.
Their other center can shoot too, right? The other dude you mentioned, Bobby Portis. He can shoot threes, right? Bobby Portis?
Yes, absolutely can shoot threes. Absolutely.
So,
Romp, what do you think of the Ibaka poll? Spurs fan Gary says Ibaka is washed. Losing DiVincenzo is going to hurt worse.
He didn't even play when they got the finals. That's why they traded him. DiVincenzo was out the whole finals run.
Yeah, he barely played.
So, I don't know. I don't think they're going to miss that guy.
Well, we're going to see them tonight, bro. We're going to get a nice, good, up close and personal view of the champions. Salt.
Should be interesting.
The champions that busted our guts 4 games in a row.
I think that we'll win.
Think we win tonight?
Yeah, we're going to be motivated, revenge type stuff. It's at home, right? The arena is going to be crazy.
Look.
We'll see.
We are home. You think they got Torrey Craig flown in already? They can get him there by 9 p.m., dog. Don't tell me they can't get him there.
Exactly. Like, get him on a plane.
What
he
time?
knows the system. Slap a name on his jersey.
Dude, he knows the plays. You just say, all right, Ish, have a seat. All right, Justin Jackson, go back to the hole you crawled out from under.
Is Halliburton's already on the Pacers doing interviews and shit?
Really? So. Let's get him in town.
Didn't Sabonis play for Sacramento already? So who knows? Probably not, but one can dream. He might be in the building though. Because I don't know. I don't know what they got to get ready for him. It's like take a fan's jersey and give it to him.
Toast says, why do you
more of those left?
No. Toast says, why do you think Eric Gordon got traded? I think it's because they were asking too much. Apparently, they wanted a first-round pick.
Yeah, they ain't getting that.
No, bro. He's, it's like he's not only is he old, he's kind of injury prone.
A lot of money too, man. Injury prone.
Yeah, that's a lot to ask. Oh man, can we get Aaron Holiday in the building? Either of them. I want to see either of them play. I don't give a damn.
Put them on a plane together and get them there at the same time.
Seriously, man. Put them on a fucking jet. Put them on like Air Force One. Come on, Biden.
Invent a teleporter. Why aren't we we're in 2022.
Rick and Morty their asses to the stadium. All right. I just want a portal to open up in the locker room.
Traded players can't play day of. All right. Well, that's that. Just get them in the building.
Mike.
Hey, get them in the building. All right. That's all we're asking. They'll get a pop.
I just want to see Torrey Craig's face.
I probably wouldn't be surprised. It's a late game. It's 8:00, right? Get on a juicy flight.
You remember when Shaq came to the game after he got traded?
Yeah, he's in that what is it, the private room or whatever.
Tell everybody what happened, or should I tell them?
You got the story, man, for sure.
So Shaq comes to the Suns and he's sitting up. This is for you young bucks. Shaq's on the Suns, just got traded. I can't remember who we were playing. And they interview him at the stadium and he spins up some bullshit, right?
Yeah.
They were talking shit about how he's old and washed, and he was like, what did he say? So the quote was something about like,
I get angry,
when I get angry, I win championships. And everyone was like, oh shit, we're winning a title.
Yeah.
People were throwing on orange glasses and smoking cigars.
He's pointing at his ring. The big Shaq disc.
We
got a
thought
name.
we had bought a ring. You thought you were like, here we go.
Didn't we get bounced in the first round that year? I can't remember.
By the bitch ass Spurs. I think it was the year Tim Duncan decided to hit his first three of his whole fucking career.
It was the top of the 3-3, right? To end our lives.
There's one more thing I want to talk about, Salt.
The Lakers being trash.
Thank you. Well, I mean, you might have seen it here, but someone's saying it in the chat. But bro, that's the other beautiful thing about this trade deadline is that they weren't able to get rid of Westbrook.
Anything.
I mean,
did you see that tweet of ESPN hearing that the Lakers are going to try to make
if LeBron will allow it?
No, just picking people up off the scrap heap, dude. Like, I'll play it. It's just crazy.
Yeah, fine.
They're like, oh, they're going to try to get someone on the buyout market, and then it was insane. The response. Hold on.
Toast. I think both teams won in that trade. If I'm being honest, I know it's kind of a fence sitter thing to say, but I really think they both won. Tell Aiden we said hi, Chris, my little nephew.
You ready?
Yeah.
Reported that obviously the Lakers didn't make any deals, so now they are shifting their focus to the buyout markets.
Well,
market, but I think
look at the lady on the left and the guy in the middle. Watch this shit.
The buyout markets.
The left. She's like, what the fuck? She was annoyed as fuck, dog. But it is funny. Lakers poverty at this point, dude. You know what? I'll tell you. I'll show you why they didn't recover. Okay, you ready? Ready?
Yes.
I'm going to show you the singular thing that destroyed the Lakers, because there was one thing that you can point to their downfall, because there's always the downfall of situations.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the singular moment that just started the downfall of the Lakers.
That was when we should have known. But you know what I think even more than that, just a little bit more, is that picture of Drummond imitating
Oh, yeah.
LeBron leaning, right?
That was the beginning, and this was
That
the end.
that precipitated this salsa move.
Mhm.
But it's just glorious. It's glorious for everyone. You don't have to be a Suns fan. All you have to do is not be a Lakers fan, and odds are you hate the Lakers. Why? Because they're terrible. They buy their championships always and forever. They buy their championships. Somehow they're able to trade for Kobe Bean Bryant for a bag of chips, and they rarely draft anyone. They don't build. And then their fans, they're almost as bad as Cowboys fans. But we can't put them past Cowboys fans. Can you?
No.
So,
I mean,
but they're right on the edge.
I mean, LA fans and Cowboys fans are just kind of cut out of the same cloths. They're
Yes.
the same shit.
Prime example, there are no Lakers fans in here right now. You don't see anyone. Why? Because they're hiding in their dirt holes. Why? Because they suck. And they're not ready to front run yet. But I guarantee you, if they win one game over us, you'll see them.
Oh yeah, they'll be in here for sure.
No one likes Lakers fans. I mean, maybe one or two here and there, but it's tough, bro. It's tough. All right, man. We got a game tonight, right?
Yeah, but I got a podcast.
You've got your Real Man's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. I'll try to find some sort of replacement for you. But yeah,
Get the Depression Duo, maybe. It's at 8:00, so
right.
My time, so 9:00. It's a late game.
Finally, man. Maybe I'll take a nap between now and then, guys.
I'm gonna have to do 3 podcasts in a day.
That would be crazy. Suns win the trade deadline. And we'll see you guys tonight. Torrey Craig in the house.
All the ball